Diamondback Predator, and today we've got a review of the Marvel Legends Deadpool, or Red Deadpool as I like to call him. The original figure that came out was the X-Force costume variant. This one's a lot easier to come by, at least in the United States. In order for me to get the one we're reviewing today, I had to order it from the United Kingdom. It got released in a really small quantity. A couple of sellers went ahead and bought all of them that they could find, and the only way to get them was to get them through eBay. So I went ahead and got this. It set me back about 50 or 60 bucks. Well worth it to me, because the only other way to get the Red Deadpool is the Series 6 figure of Marvel Legends, which goes for a pretty high price as well, individually, or there's the 2-pack version that had Warpath and Deadpool. That's the only other way you're going to get the Red Deadpool, which is actually the same figure as this, not quite the same accessories. But let's go ahead, and before I jump into this thing, we'll talk real briefly about the packaging. This particular wave, I hope you all can see that at home, on Marvel Legends, these figures, we're going to have a variant. The Deadpool was going to have a variant that's red. Dr. Doom had a white variant. Punisher was supposed to be a completely different figure, Blade. And Mystique over here on the far side was supposed to have another figure that was her variant called Moonstone. She's an X-Men character. Now, these variants never got released, this one included. However, this is not a different mold. The Punisher and Moonstone, those would be completely different molds for those characters because they're completely different. These, however, Dr. Doom and Deadpool, who I'm holding here, they would be the same figure, just a different paint application. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy from the inside. Okay, got our bubble out of here. Get one out. And here we go. Here's our main character, our main figure, our main piece we've got in the box right here. And let's compare them real quick side by side. Obviously, I added some extra swords and an extra gun holster on this one since I bought 2 of the original. But you can tell differences. For instance, his are black. He's on the X-Force team. Regular Deadpool's are brown. Same with his katana sheaths. They're brown. They're going to have the same articulation. One of the differences, obviously, you can notice here, the X for X-Force. That's not here on Deadpool. I kind of wish they'd put a Deadpool symbol in here like they did on the belt. That would have been a little extra, little gimmicky, but it would have been cool too, just because they are different costumes of his. But as you can see, there's hardly any paint flaws at all. Real quick, I'll go in here. You can see kind of down here where it's bleeding through, but actually I have a feeling they intended on those marks to kind of do like muscle definition. So I'm totally cool with that. Like I said, it would have been impossible to find this figure in the store, so getting it on eBay was the only choice for me. Real quick, we'll look at the articulation. He's got swivel thighs. He's got bent, double jointed, actually double joints there. He does not have an ankle rocker, but he does have an ankle joint, so he can move his foot back and forth, and he can move it around side like this, spinning in a circle. He's got a nice ab crunch on him. His head can move in several different directions. Here on his chest, his pectorals seem to have a nice swivel to them here. His elbow here and his wrists have a nice range of movement on them as well. Okay, so we're back from Crying Baby, and I don't know if y'all heard that in the background. One of the last things I want to show you, after I went ahead and showed you all the articulation on the wrists, ankles, knees, thighs, chest, abs, head, and so forth. One of the last things I want to mention is his gun. He has this really cool paint app on the gun where they put in a really cool Deadpool symbol on his gun. The other ones I have, they didn't, as far as I know, they didn't have that. They were just all plain black. These other Deadpools that came out. They had a plain black gun. So that's like a really small thing, but for a collector like me, it makes all the difference. I think it's really cool. Like I said, I have a lot of these guns already. Now I know which one's the Deadpool one that came with this guy. So very helpful. In the future, I might switch around, try to change out the black sword sheaths and black gun holsters and see if it looks even cooler that way with this Deadpool. Because you can see on his feet, he has black belts. Just the same exact black belt he's got going on the X-Force figure. So it might actually look really cool to swap out his belt and his holsters and his sheaths for black ones in the future. And I'll let y'all know if I do that in the future. I'll put comments. So I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I hope it helps some other collectors out. And I'll see you all YouTubers later.